And finally, this is actually probably one of the most important things. The way you hold your camera is really important. Even if you're holding your camera with both hands, realize that the lens is off center, right? If the lens was in the middle, then if you move your hands, because the lens is in the middle, it only moves a little bit. But because the lens is off center, any movements your fingers make are extra accentuated, right? Same here. If you're holding it vertically, which you shouldn't hold it vertically anyways, but if you're holding your camera vertically, your pivot point is down here, but the lens is up there, which means any tiny movement in your wrist is completely accentuated up top. Same here. A lot of people hold their phones like this. They hold it with 2 fingers, but your pivot point is here, which means if you're holding with 2 fingers, it's going to shake a lot. So be aware of that. And I'm going to show you in a few slides a better way to hold the camera. So I've shown you, so I just explained to you all these things about high-speed shutter and rolling shutter and all that stuff. Of course, all of that stuff goes out the window when it's something crazy, okay? If you've seen any of the videos coming out of Egypt right now, or any kind of breaking news, crazy stuff, it doesn't matter that it was shot on a cell phone. It doesn't matter what it was shot on. All that matters is the content, right? But point is, because we're not always in Egypt and we're not always at a crazy breaking news event, you have to be aware that sometimes that stuff doesn't matter, but the other 99% of the time, it does matter that you get good quality. So there's always phrase F8 and B there. As long as you're there, that's 90% of the job. It's true. But the other 99% of the time, do everything you can to get good quality. If the topic isn't, oh my god, crazy, then you have to be. Do what you can to minimize crappy video. So all these things are working against you. You have the CMOS, gives you jello, it has a strobe flicker effect. Because the camera is so light and small, it has no inertia, it's shaky. Also, the lens is off center. And yet, you can create beautiful video. I won't play this now, but I suggest you go back and you watch this music video here. This is one of the first music videos shot with an iPhone 4. It's beautiful. You watch this video and you're like, I can't believe this was shot with an iPhone. The reason, though, it looks so good is because the camera didn't move, had an interesting idea, and clever editing. Which means, as long as you don't move your camera, and you have an interesting subject, you can make good video. So, again, why am I telling you all this? You might think it's just a cell phone. I was just expecting to shoot cell phone video. We're professional journalists working at professional organizations with professional brands behind us. We want people to sit through 15 to 30 second pre-roll ads. With the exception of crazy breaking news, the only way you can get people to watch your videos is by having interesting creative topics. Unless you've developed a regular audience around a particular topic, the only way to get enough video views to actually turn a profit, the only way to actually get enough hits to justify the time spent shooting video, means that you have to have a video that's worth sharing. The videos that get the most hits are the ones that people share. And people don't share crap. So if you shoot a crappy video and it's boring and has no good topic and no one's going to share it, it's not going to get very many hits. So this is just, I Love Charts is a cool blog. People just post neat charts of things. When someone sends me a YouTube link, I mostly say, that's cool, but I never actually look. And that's the way it is. People go to our website. Like, we might have, 1,000 people read a story, and only 50 click on the video inside of the story, right? There's just a thing. People go to the website to read stories quickly, and a very small percentage of them actually click on a video. So, what's the secret for online video? You have to be remarkable. It's got to be timely, and that's one great thing about the iPhone. Sometimes a video, even if it's not that good, like something that might be really kind of boring, but if you get it up really, really fast, people will click on it because of the timeliness. Last week, the Premier of Alberta announced that he wasn't going to run for re-election, and we had the video up later in the day, and it got quite a bit of hits, right? But if we had that video up, within 10 minutes of him announcing it, it would have got a lot more hits because of the timeliness. Also, scarcity, breaking news. If you're the only one there with the video, that makes it good. Meme, if you have like a big hot topic going on right now, of course people want to watch that. And of course, anything worth sharing. If it's a video that's good quality and people want, it's something that, wow, that's good, I want to tell my friends about it, those are good videos. And of course, having a relevant audience. So, like I said, videos that get the most hits are the crazy OMG videos, right? Something exploding, a plane crashing, a car, whatever, right? Usually those videos, though, are reader submitted. They're random. And you can't keep the lights on and pay the bills just on reader submitted video, right? It's very rare. It's very unpredictable. So since we don't get to shoot crazy explosions every single day, we have to at least be able to produce videos that people want to watch and share. If the content And if the content and context isn't remarkable, then you have to be. And again, the reason I'm emphasizing this is I want to say just because it's a cell phone doesn't mean you're getting crappy cell phone video. Actually put some creativity and technique into the video looking good, and it'll be more worth you shooting it. And a good analogy is just that if I gave a reporter a better pen and pad and paper, would that make her a better writer? Right? Just because if I handed someone a $5,000 video camera, that's not going to mean they're going to go out and shoot good video, versus if I give them just an iPhone to shoot video. It's not about the camera, it's about the technique, and it's about knowing the rules and stuff that make good video. So, and what does that, the way you overcome the obstacles of the phone, the way you produce good video is hold your camera still. Keep it still. Do not pan. Do not move. No matter how steady you think you're holding the camera, it will look shaky because of the shutter speed and the sensor and the off-axis stuff, right? So do not pan because it looks bad always. Record dozens of varying angles and sequences to keep visual content, right? Don't just stand there and get a 30-second headshot of some guy talking for 30 seconds. It's very boring. You need to have a lot of different clips to keep it interesting, right? And keep the mic as close as possible. Also remember, before you push record, the thing about video that's very frustrating is that to shoot video is really easy. Anyone can pick up a camera and push record. Pushing record is really easy. It's what you do after you push record to make a good video that actually takes a little bit of thought, right? So anyone can shoot video, but actually making good video takes a little bit of thought. So before you push record, think to yourself, what's the purpose of this? Why am I shooting this? Okay, I'm going to frame this subject. I'm going to ask him these 3 questions. I'm going to get B-roll to back that up. Always ask yourself, what am I missing? What do I need to tell a good story, right? I have this person telling me about the event. Now I need pictures to back that up. Say it and show it. Whatever the person mentions, I need to have visuals to back that up. Otherwise, it's just a talking head. And if it's just a talking head, unless that person's crying and is really, really compelling, I would rather just read what they have to say in 10 seconds than wait a minute for them to say it. So mindlessly shooting random video is not smart storytelling, right? And so you just want to think before you record, think, is this boring? What's the plan, okay? So, is everyone here, like, shot video? Like, you know how to use the camera app on your iPhone and stuff? I'm assuming? Okay. I can give a bit of a demo after, but I'm just going to kind of plow through. I'm about half done this thing, so I'll plow through this. So, I've recorded a YouTube video here. There's a link. I just recorded this like last night, or maybe this morning. I recorded this afternoon. And it's basically just a very simple how to shoot a video, how to snip the video, how to like cut it down, and how to upload the video to YouTube or upload it to Dropbox. So you can watch this later. Also, so basic techniques, hold the phone, hold the camera steady. Use a tripod mount whenever you can. Just because it's a cell phone, people aren't going to forgive you just because it's on a cell phone. They don't care, right? So brace your arms. Get close to the subject for good audio. Use a mic. Hold the camera horizontal. Don't shoot vertical video because that doesn't work for editing. And shoot lots. Think a 10-to-1 ratio of A-roll to B-roll. So if a person talks to you for a minute, you need to have 10 minutes of B-roll to back that up. And you may think, oh, that's overkill, but when you actually have to edit it, when you actually go to edit a video, you never have enough B-roll. So the more boring a subject is, the more interesting your B-roll needs to be. And what that means is, don't suffer from 5'10" syndrome. 5'10" syndrome is where you shoot everything from standing up with a camera in front of your face and all of your angles look the same. And when you look down on something, you shoot at a 45-degree angle. That's 5'10" syndrome, and it's very boring and it's very amateur. We're professionals here, right? We want people to pay for our content, or at least endure ads for our content. So that means no lazy 45s. A lazy 45 is when you just shoot down at 45. You're like, oh, that's neat, 45-degree angle. No, bend your knees, get down low, get multiple close-ups. Instead of holding 10-second clip at 45 degrees on this little guy here, get down lower, zoom in, get an overall shot of him, and get tight shots, right? You can make much more interesting video just by getting in there, and always think to yourself, is this how Grandma would shoot it? If you think that in the back of your head, you'll make a better video. So, audio tips. This is kind of a very basic thing a lot of people don't get is, you have to imagine a bubble, okay? Imagine your microphone, the sensitivity of your microphone, as a bubble. And if someone is within the bubble, the microphone can hear them. And if they're outside of the bubble, then they're really, really quiet. you always want to have your microphone as close as possible to your subject. That means if you have a tie clip microphone, you can hold the microphone out in front of you in a scrum and pick them up. Or put a tie clip microphone on the person and it'll pick them up, right? The farther they are from the mic, the quieter they sound. And also, if there are other people within your bubble, the mic will pick them up too. So if you're in a noisy situation and you want your subject to be loud, you got to move the bubble closer to them. It's a very simple concept. But visual tips, you want to have, like, again, shoot lots. Don't, just because it's an iPhone doesn't mean it gives an excuse to be boring video, right? You want to have multiple clips. You want to think about 3 seconds per clip. Longer than 3 seconds, and it better be really good. So if it's a 60-second video, you need to have 20 shots to make it a good video. Details. Don't just stand there. Like, there's no situation where you can't, unless the person's standing in an empty room with nothing on the wall, there's always something you can shoot to get B-roll, right? You can make anything boring by shooting wide, medium, tight. And this is a very simple thing to remember. You can triple your B-roll by shooting wide, medium, tight. You get into a room, shoot the whole room overall. Then walk closer to your subject, shoot a medium shot of him. Then get right in close to him, tight. Wide, medium, tight. If everything you shoot, you go wide, medium, tight, you can triple your B-roll right there. And so, ways to not hold your phone. Don't hold it with 2 fingers, and do not hold it vertically, right? Because it accentuates the shake if you're holding it that way. And you don't want to shoot vertical video, because then you get this situation where now you have a really tall, skinny video and you have to manually add black bars on the left and right of it, and it's a real pain in the ass to do that. So just don't shoot. Of course you will. Every one of you probably already have, or someday will, shoot a vertical video by accident, but you will hopefully only do it once, because once you've done it once, it's basically, the video is either useless, or it's going to be a lot of work to rotate it and flip it and then resize it and blah, blah, blah. So a better way to hold your camera is to use 2 hands and brace your arms against the side of you or on your chest. This will give you support and help you hold the camera steady. Don't just hold it with 2 fingers, hold it with 2 hands. That will give you more steady video. Even better, though, is to use your whole fist. Now, this may look weird, but remember here, when you held it this way, if you move, you're just holding with your fingertips, and if you move your fingertips ever so slightly, it's going to be shaky. If you hold your camera with your whole fist like this and lock your wrist, you're going to have a lot less micro vibrations. And then if you stabilize your shoulder against your arm like that, it's going to be a lot more stable. Again, it looks weird, but this is a much more stable way of shooting your video, and it's less shake. Also, have a stable footing, support your arm. You could be in scrum or in some situation where a person's talking to you, like a stand-up. Hold your camera like this, and it's going to be a lot better than just holding it with 2 fingers. Also, this way, you can stabilize your arm while holding out a microphone. It's a much better way to hold your camera. Also, another thing to be wary of, where's the mic? If you hold it with 2 hands like this, there's a good chance you might be shoving the microphone inside of your hand. So the good thing about holding it with your fist is the mic is exposed. So some tips for different shooting situations. If you're at a breaking news crash, a car crash, I mean, we don't really shoot car crashes here unless someone died. So let's say it's a big car crash or whatever, right? You get there. You get a person of authority to explain what happened, meaning you go up to the cop or the police chief on who's there, and you say, what happened, tell me what happened. Then you get